But right now, we have a fight that is going to be outstanding. Mandel Nallo, one of the best fighters from Canada at 7-0 with a huge 75-inch reach, up against Killys Mota, 11-1, fighting out of Glover Teixeira's 71-inch reach. This is going to be a fantastic fight. Now, Michael C. Williams.
Tonight here at Mohegan Sun Arena, we go to the lightweight division, set for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing the blue corner at 5'11", weighing in 155 1/4 pounds. His professional record near perfect, 11 wins, just 1 loss. Hailing from Registro Sao Paulo, Brazil, presenting Killys Mota. And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner at 6 foot, weighing in 154 1/4 pounds. As a professional, he's undefeated at 7-0. He fights out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Introducing Mandel Nallo. In charge of the action, your referee, Dan Mergliata.
This was how we were introduced to Mr. Mandel Nallo, with that head kick win against Alec Williams, and then that knee against Carrington Banks. Man, he has been explosive. We'll see if he can do it for a 3rd time tonight.
Here we go! Mota making his debut with a record of 11-1 in the blue gloves. Mandel Nallo in the red gloves, a perfect 7-0, 2-0 with those 2 knockouts that John just showed you inside the Bellator cage. Trains in Montreal at TriStar under the guidance of Faraz Sahabi, one of his training partners, of course. Tomorrow night, we'll fight for $1 million in the championship fight against Douglas Lima. That man, Rory McDonald.
Right now, you can see how well Nallo uses his length. He's got a fast jab, quick right hand. He establishes the position of the fight. He maintains the proper distance and just likes to break his opponent down with little shots that lead to bigger shots. I was up in Toronto, Canada, and everybody up there was asking me, what do you think of Mandel Nallo? And I'm saying, he's fantastic. He just needs to fight more, and so it's good to see him here tonight.
His first kick was the 6th fastest knockout in a Bellator debut. Kicked right through the glove of Alec Williams, 18 seconds. Second finish came 57 seconds into round number 2 against Banks, right here inside the Mohegan Sun Arena.
Right there, you can see how Nallo can just control distance so well with his footwork. He's in when he wants to be. He sits on the outside, waits, lets his opponent come towards him, just creates enough space to avoid. Usually comes back with counters.
Mota, very talented. Black belt of Muay Thai, brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, part of Glover Teixeira's team in Danbury, Connecticut. Good takedown defense by Mandel Nallo.
Very good. There was a couple different techniques by Mota right there in trying to get him to the ground. Mandel stopped every one of them. Now he's back to a, basically a neutral position, and he's got Killys up against the cage. He can decide if he wants to disengage or if he wants to go for a takedown from here.
Killys opened his pro career 11-0. Lost in an LFA title fight to Austin Hubbard back in December of last year. That was his first career professional loss.
Gotta love that mustache and sideburn combination of Mandel Nallo. We're talking bringing back the early 1900s in bare knuckle boxing.
He is from Souk, British Columbia, and he told us a couple of fights ago, my parents were hippies. From the southern tip of Vancouver Island, 38 clicks from beautiful Victoria. Nice job done by the Killer as he closes the distance and makes that kick ineffective.
Well, he ate a shot closing the distance, though, with the hands. So if you're going to eat it to get inside, then let's get that takedown. And since that's where it seems you want to bring this fight. He keeps on working, trying to get Mandel Nallo down to the ground. It has not worked for him so far.
We were talking to Rory about his fight tomorrow night and asked if George St. Pierre's been in the gym, and the answer is yes. He's been in there a lot, which is a benefit to Mandel Nallo, who drives up from Toronto to train in Montreal at TriStar.
You can see look how relaxed Mandel Nallo is. Just everything is very easy. Don't overextend. Nice and calm in all of our attacks. This guy, for just being 7-0, shows a level of maturity in his fighting that you just don't see a lot. But a lot of it's because he's been fighting for a long time. Again, just doesn't fight that often.
His wife's a doctor, so he says he fights when he wants. If the fight doesn't make sense, why take it? And that mama take care of things.
Can't blame him for that.
You got that right. And the Bellator cage has been on a bit of a world tour, which will continue throughout the rest of this calendar year. Pretty sure we were just in Italy.
Were we?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Or was it Ireland? Or was it both? You were in Inglewood. That's an eye.
Everything's with an eye.
Israel. That's an eye. And we continue with this fight. Round 2. The Brazilian fighting out of Danbury, Connecticut, under the guidance of Glover Teixeira. Definitely a worthy opponent for Mandel Nallo here tonight. Round 1.
Round 1 definitely goes to Mandel Nallo. Landed the better shots, bigger shots. You see him come out in round 2, establishing control of where this fight is at. You see Killys Mota trying to move himself around on the outside, the perimeter. But every time Mandel Nallo wants, he starts to come forward, and you see it. He's driving Killys back towards the cage. That's a style that you see out of guys from TriStar. Nice takedown by Killys Mota.
I mentioned that LFA title fight that Killys Mota had against Austin Hubbard. It went into the 5th and final round, and the TKO finish for Hubbard came with just 15 seconds on the clock. So it was a good battle. I mean, you put TriStar on one side, guys like GSP, and then you put Glover Teixeira on the other side. You've got some pretty good coaches, pretty good players, if you will, in both corners.
You got a little bit of experience there. I think guys that understand the fight game just a little bit.
Little success.
Right now you're seeing Mandel Nallo was going to a body triangle for guard, to hold guard. It's completely defensive. He needs to open up that guard, start to create angles that are going to cause Killys Mota to have to move.
John, this is now the longest fight of Mandel Nallo's professional career. Previously, it was 6 minutes and 49 seconds.
Well, he had to come into this knowing, looking at, you can look at the record of 11-1, that's great. But if he watched the fights, Killys Mota was 11-0 at one time. He's a good fighter. He's got a lot of skill both on the ground and in the stand-up. So now, as you go up in level, you know the fights aren't going to get any easier, and to get rid of guys fast just doesn't happen that often.
Mandel has never seen round 3, obviously, if his longest fight was 6 minutes and 49 seconds, unless he was involved in a fight with 2-minute rounds or something, which wasn't the case. When you look at this matchup, John, and a good one on our card here tonight, start of our doubleheader of big Bellator events, got a combined record of 18-1 with Mota and Nallo.
Right now, Mandel Nallo's left hand, the jab, that's his best shot. That's what's doing the most damage to Killys Mota. That's what's giving him the most problems. And he needs to start firing it off at a lot more frequent rate than what he's doing.
Did you just say jab for a fighter from TriStar?
It's amazing.
Yeah, how does that happen?
They probably learned it from somebody.
Yeah, that's some GSD dude. Killys is turning it up here.
He's going for it. You got to like what you're seeing. He cannot establish exactly the position of the fight that he wants. So he's saying, well, then I'm going to make it where I establish the pace. I push things. I move. That's what he's trying to do, to create openings.
It was interesting, Mandel Nallo said of his opponent that his aggressive nature is both a strength and a weakness, in his opinion. So far in this round, it looks like the aggressiveness is working for the Brazilian.
One of the things you'll see out of guys from TriStar is exactly what you're seeing Nallo do right now. They like to pressure their opponent up towards the cage. You see that nice black circle. Push them past that, get their back to where you know they can't go back any farther, and then just kind of paw at them, use that jab, drive them towards your power hand, and unleash a big shot.
Try to duck under that jab. They clinch, final seconds of the round. Third round for the first time for Mandel Nallo. 11-1, Killys Mota. Had 5 first-round finishes in his first 7 fights.
You see both guys look fresh, though.
They do, don't they? Yep.
Both guys should be going for it because they have no idea right now the way the judges are looking at this fight.
How did you look at the second 5 minutes, partner?
You know, it's a tough one as far as watching it. Nallo landed some good strikes with his left hand. Then you can look at the takedown and what Killys Mota did in that takedown, the time that he had him on the ground, the little shots that he landed. So I'm going to say that they went with Killys Mota, so we got an even fight.
Saw that in our last battle. Takes a shot, trying to change levels.
Nice kick by Mota, attacking that lead leg. Attacking the inside, you saw it give a little bit of problems with the control of that foot by Mandel Nallo.
Look at that.
Look at that ankle bleeding. That it's starting to deaden the nerve. He's got a problem.
Yep. It's over. It is all over. The fight is stopped. And it just makes me think about Michael Chandler at Madison Square Garden.
Well, you can think if it's Michael Chandler, but I'm going to say, and I understand why Dan Mergel had to stop that, but Mandel Nallo was fighting, and so you got to let him give an opportunity to fight in it. Now, if Killys Mota is making him stand up, and then he's having problems controlling his body, now it's the time to stop the fight. But when he goes to the ground and Killys Mota follows him there, hey, that fight can continue on. So don't be so fast in stopping it. Watch the leg kicks. If we can get a replay, you're going to see where the leg kicks, okay, the leg kicks have already happened. There's the inside one. You saw him again twitch. Look at the inability to control his ankle, the nerve. You can see right there, he's stiffened his leg. That's causing him problems. Folds over on that foot. This is what happens from leg kicks when all of a sudden the nerve shuts down and you cannot control. That's the one that started it right there. and that nerve starts to shut down. You cannot control your ankle. Your foot just doesn't work right. You're seeing his toes getting caught in the canvas. The reason Dan stopped it is he sees that he's got a problem with it. But if he goes down to the ground, you see Killys Mota coming in. Let that fight continue right there. Don't stop it at that moment. Now Killys Mota decides, I'm going to be a smart fighter. I'm going to stand up, move back, make him get up. Now he has more problems. Now I've got a guy that he's not being attacked, and he cannot keep himself under control. Maybe I'll stop the fight now.
Well, we saw that fight with Brent Primus and Michael Chandler, and Michael tried to knock Primus out on one leg.
Yep.
Not once, not twice, but about 3 times.
Yeah, exactly. But that was him being given an opportunity to continue on with that. I understand what Dan's doing. Nothing wrong with it, but you're always trying to give him that, you know, making it even.
All right, let's make it official. Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, referee Dan Mugliata waves off the contest officially. 1:16 into round number 3. The winner by TKO, Killys Mota.
Mota hands Mandel Nallo the first loss of his professional career, and he is victorious in his Bellator debut.